Hey everybody, and welcome to Yin Yoga Live. We're going to get started here in about a minute or two. So go ahead and grab any necessary props, your yoga mat, a block, a bolster, whatever you need to feel comfortable. All right, you guys, welcome to Yin Yoga Live. I want to thank you for joining me today as we celebrate the release of our new online 200-hour holistic yoga flow teacher training. And those of you that are practicing with me live today, today's actually the day that it went live. So there's been a lot going on, and I'm really, really excited that we get to practice yin today because things have been so busy. Down and take about an hour or so to really get still and to go deep into the body. If you're interested in our online teacher training, we'll have a comment down below so that you can find the link to get access to the training. It's really for anybody that's interested in deepening their practice, getting certified to teach as a yoga instructor, and of course, learning how to teach. We cover a lot of thematic power yoga. We cover a little bit of yin yoga and restorative, and we go deep into philosophy and anatomy, pose tutorials, there's lectures, there's workshops. We spent over a year working on this, and if it's the right fit, I think you're really, really going to love it. So again, that link's down below. If you're just joining me, make sure that you have any necessary props, bolster, yoga mat, a block, anything to help you feel comfortable. All right, so let's go ahead and begin and our yin practice here by coming to a comfortable kneeling position. If you have a block or a bolster, feel free to sit on that, or you can sit on pillows, or you can just simply sit back onto your heels. And then bring your hands into your lap with your left hand resting right on top of your right hand. And then allow your thumbs to gently connect and join together as you begin to close the eyes. And if for some reason it doesn't feel comfortable for you to close your eyes, you can always keep the eyes open, but soften the gaze and look down at a point on the ground below you. And our intention right now in this opening position and posture is to allow ourselves the opportunity to slip through the doorway from the rest of our day and into the sanctuary of our yin yoga practice. So let's take a nice big deep inhale through the nose, fill up the lungs with breath, and then out the mouth, exhale, let it go. Two more like that, and even deeper inhale, drawing the breath down to the bottoms of your lungs. And then sigh out the mouth, exhale, let it all go. Good. One more time. Big inhale. And then on the exhale, just letting go any tension, stress, anxiety, worries, just letting it all go. And allowing your breath to find its own natural, gentle, effortless flow. So in this practice of yin yoga, there's nothing that you need to make happen. And there's nowhere to get to. And there's nothing to do, there's nothing to achieve. This practice invites you to shift from doing and into being. It invites you to move from striving into arriving to this moment right here, right now, the present moment, which is the most powerful place we could ever be. And then maintaining that connection to presence, slowly open up the eyes and then come to tabletop pose, all fours position. From tabletop pose, just slide the hands forward a few inches, spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes underneath the feet, lift the hips all the way up to the sky into a downward facing dog. And we'll just be here for just 3 or 4 breaths. This isn't really a yin posture, although you can make it yin by finding a way to soften it, to make it feel more gentle, more accessible. So maybe that's alternating one heel down towards the ground at a time, bending the knees, spreading the feet wider, and just feeling your body, connecting in. Again, can you allow the name of the game to be the cultivation of a present, calm, serene mind? From here, nice and easily, we're just going to float the right foot off the ground. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the right foot forward towards the top of our yoga mat. And then release the left knee down onto the floor. Now, if your left knee feels a little uncomfortable, you can always double up your yoga mat. Or if you have a towel or blanket, you can slide that underneath the left knee for comfort. Take the right foot and begin to slide it over towards the outer edge of the right side of your yoga mat, setting up for dragon. So as you're ready, just begin to bend the elbows and begin to drop down to your own degree. Again, you could use props here, so a block or two could come underneath the forearms. So it's as if you're raising the floor up to meet you. If you're new to this practice of Yin Yoga, congratulations. What a wonderful discovery. When I discovered Yin Yoga, it completely changed my life. It helped me to heal a really, really bad knee injury. And it taught me a lot about mindfulness as well. So in Yin Yoga, we have what's called the 3 laws of a Yin pose. The first law is to find your edge. So finding the edge takes awareness and presence as well. You want to make sure that you're not overdoing the stretch. But on the flip side, you also want to make sure that you're not underdoing it. So it's kind of like tuning a guitar string. You want to find that place where it's not too sharp, but also not too flat. Just perfect for you. And then that second law is really to just allow yourself to melt into the position for a good 3 to 5 minutes. And again, if you're newer to the practice, the reason for that is it takes about a minute and a half for there to be what's called a phase change, where we change from stretching the superficial tissues of the body to stretching the deeper tissues of the body. So down into the deep fascia, tendons, ligaments, bones, the joint capsules themselves. And then the last law is what I call let go, let be. Let go, let be. So again, there's nowhere to get to, nowhere to go. To just be with the experience in whatever way it arises for you without clinging to it and without resisting it. As the great Persian poet Rumi says, peaceful is the one who is not concerned with having more or less. Take those last couple of minutes just finding gratitude and contentment that where you are is perfect. It's exactly as it's meant to be for you. Take a last few breaths there in your dragon. Some of you may even feel why it's called the dragon pose, feeling that fire of intensity deep in that right hip. See if you can breathe through it. Just imagine that deep tension in the largest joint in your body is slowly but effectively melting and dissolving away. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and ease your way all the way up onto your hands. Start to heel toe the right foot all the way over towards the left side of your yoga mat. And then allow the right knee to flare open to the right as we set up for a sleeping swan. So if you feel an excessive amount of pressure or tension in that right, you can always take a block or a blanket, put that underneath your right hip here for support. So very often when that hip is supported, then we alleviate that pressure in the knee. So it's not about stretching the knee, it's really about stretching and getting deep into the right hip. If you have a bolster, you can always lay that out in front of you. And then as you're ready, just begin to melt and fold out over your front right leg, coming into what we call the sleeping swan. Feel free to put something underneath your forehead here if you want a block. I'm using my bolster and block. Of course, a lot of people make excuses for why they don't want to do yoga or do yin yoga, and one of the most common excuses is that they're not flexible enough. But wouldn't you say that the things that we avoid the most are probably the things that we actually need the most? And the reason why we're avoiding something is because the pose and the practice is revealing a part of ourselves that needs care, that needs attention. So these poses, they communicate, they teach us so much wisdom, they provide us so many insights. So instead of running away from that which invokes discomfort, if we can have the 10,000-foot see that as nothing but an opportunity for transformation and maybe even awakening. So then the question becomes, all right, how do I move through the adversity? How do I move through the challenge in a way that is noble and dignified? Couple of tools that we can bring is the breath. So the breath remains steady and even. And when the breath is steady and even, the mind is steady and even. And then when we speak or we act from a place of a steady, calm mind, it's a whole different world than when we speak or act from a chaotic, tumultuous, or disturbed mind. See if you could practice just being in these positions, being in these poses for these longer periods of time, these longer holds, without running away from it. And again, not needing more, not needing less, as the great Persian poet Rumi prescribes. Beautiful, nice and easily. Begin to exit out of the sleeping swan, taking your time, keeping in mind that the way that you get into the pose, the way that you leave the pose is just as important as the pose itself. From here, we'll lean into that right hip. We'll swing the left leg forward all the way around towards the top of our yoga mat. And then bring the sole of your right foot high up to your inner left leg, left thigh, setting up for what we call half butterfly pose. As you're ready, on the inhale, reach those arms all the way up above. And then on the exhale, just begin to fold over and down. Again, finding your edge, allowing time to run its course, practicing the art of let go, let be. In fact, if at any point you notice your mind resisting the experience, or maybe you notice the mind even starting to shift into planning mode or ruminating mode, moving into the future, moving into the past, you can use that phrase, let go, let be, as a type of mantra. And the mantra is a beautiful way to bring your mind where you choose it to go so that you own your mind instead of your mind owning you, which is the difference between being a victim or a slave and being totally, completely empowered. So, although we are benefiting our body on a physical level, we're benefiting all these connective tissues, there's a lot of other deeper benefits that take place, the benefits within our mind, within our hearts. Now, about at this point, we start to initiate that phase change, moving deeper into the terrain, deeper into the earth of the body. Everything beyond this point really becomes where the power of yin starts to do its thing and starts to work its medicine. One form of that medicine is called hyaluronic acid, which is like nature's moisturizer, bringing hydration to the deeper tissues of the body. And this helps the body to age with grace so that our deeper tissues are less like leather and more like well hydrated sponge. So our body can move in all the amazing, miraculous ways that it was meant to be moved in. So allow that medicine to continue to increase, to amplify, to spread into all that deep fascia, what we call the fascial matrix. Good, that's it for that one. Good, and ease your way all the way back up. Bring your right knee up to face the sky. And then from here, we'll take the right foot and bend it back by the outside of the right hip. So this is what we call half hero pose. If you have a bolster, you can always put that to the floor behind you. You don't have a bolster, no worries. Again, you can use pillows, but you don't really need any props. So you can just simply work with the prop of your body. Now from here, we're going to start to lean back onto the hands. And if that feels intense, you just stay there. That's enough for you. If you want more, you can come back onto your forearms. And again, honoring the wisdom of your body so that it's not about ego, it's about your wisdom of what it is your body's speaking to you. If you want to go further, if that's what the wisdom of your body needs, then you can recline all the way down onto your bolster or maybe even all the way down onto your back. One modification that's available here is to place a block or a towel underneath your left hip, underneath your left sitting bone for support as well. Now it's beautiful. I'm here on my back patio in Los Angeles, California. It's about 90 degrees on a hot summer day. And you and I get to practice one-on-one in this simple, intimate setting. But just want to make sure that you don't compare yourself to what my pose and what my position looks like. As they say, comparison is the thief of joy. So whether you're deeper into the position or whether you're not as deep into the position as me does not matter at all. What matters is that you do these poses to your own degree. We're all unique. And when we embrace that uniqueness, then we start to create that opportunity for transformation. So wherever you're at, keeping the breath flowing, inviting that mind to stay in that state of awareness and presence. If you're on your back, start to take your time to initiate the process, coming slowly all the way back up. And then from here, we'll lean into the left, extend the right leg straight out in front of you. Grab your left foot, place the left ankle on top of your right knee, right thigh, and then bend your right foot so it comes underneath your left knee, setting up for fire log pose, sometimes called double seated pigeon. And if this isn't happening for the uniqueness of your body, you can always modify by crossing your left shin in front of your right shin to modify. You could also place a blanket or a prop to go underneath the hips and elevate your hips up higher. And then as you're ready, just begin to fold over and out those legs. If you want to put support to underneath your head here, feel free to. Just finding access into your fire log pose. And again, enjoying these moments of stillness. This is time solely devoted to you. And it's no secret that if we want to be able to give more to others, we have to keep giving back to ourselves. We got to replenish and rejuvenate. Very important to be very, very fiercely protective of our time to practice, to be dedicated. Recently, I got a message from somebody here on YouTube who was a truck driver driving through Oklahoma when his rig broke down. So on the side of the road, while he was waiting for somebody to come help him, he did one of my 90-minute power yoga practices in the 100-degree heat and in the grass without a yoga mat. So you want to talk about dedication, commitment. So a great inspirational kind of message to receive that even inspired me. No excuses, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, to find that time within our day to take care of this body. That's such an incredible gift. Take a last few breaths there. Nice, you guys. Go ahead and slowly ease your way out of that one. From here, bring the hands behind you onto your yoga mat. Uncross the legs with the feet flat, the knees up to the sky. And then as a nice counter stretch, just windshield wiper your knees side to side a few times. Stirring that medicine around deep in the hips. head of the femur bone connects to that joint. Anytime we move with awareness, it's medicine for the body. And anytime the mind finds stillness, stillness is medicine for the mind, especially in this busy, hectic world that we live in with so much technology and stimulation. Bring the knees back to neutral, walk the hands in, cross the feet in front of you, bring the hands in front of you. Come back to tabletop pose. Few cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, extend the heart forward. And then on the exhale, round the back. Of course, technology isn't always a bad thing. We're using technology right now to practice together. So we can never blame the tool. Same way you can use a knife to heal somebody or to kill somebody. We want to use these tools. We want to use technology to help uplift us, to help grow us, as opposed to bringing us down. From here, down dog, tuck the toes underneath the feet, lift the hips all the way up to the sky, walk that dog out. Again, feel free to move the body around. Nice stretch for the heels and the calves, especially for all you runners, cyclists out there, you hikers and you bikers. And then we'll float the left leg up on the inhale, nice and easy, nice and slowly. And then exhale, left foot comes forward. Relax the right knee down, slide the left foot over to the left. So it's almost like you're just moving through molasses. Slowly drop the elbows down, drop the forearms down. Maybe since we're doing yoga, we should say, use the expression move, clarified butter. Dragon pose on the other side. Take about 3 minutes here. Beautiful, you guys. Go ahead and ease your way all the way back up onto the hands. Take your time, heel toe, left foot all the way over towards the right side of your mat. Release the outer left knee over to the left. Slide your right knee, right leg back. Feel free to put support underneath that left hip if you want. Sleeping Swan now on the other side. Some poses we'll love, we'll enjoy, we'll get blissed out. Other poses could be very intense and confronting and reveal our imperfections. But when you meet those imperfections, it's really all about perspective. There's a story of a monk who had a water bucket that he would walk through the garden with at the same time every day. And the water bucket had a couple holes in it because of rust and being so old. At the same time, he would walk along the path, water dripping out the side through a couple of holes. And one day, another monk asked him, he said, "Why don't you get a new bucket? Or why don't you fix those holes?" And he said, "Well, look at the path. On the side where you see the water spilling out, look at all the beautiful flowers and life that is growing. If it wasn't for those holes, none of that would be there." So, a beautiful way of looking at imperfections. In the same way, in Japan, they purposely leave the cracks in the pottery and highlight it with gold sometimes. Or the way that Navajo rugs are also woven with imperfections because that's part of the human experience. It's part of who we are. So maybe instead of denying those parts of ourselves, the shame, the guilt, the remorse, maybe we can bring the light of awareness to that and turn a negative into a positive. In yoga, we call that pratipaksha bhavana, which we learn all about in our online 200-hour teacher training, which is a game changer. That one thing will change your life. It means to replace a negative thought with a positive thought. Because ultimately, our thoughts are what shape our reality. And when we have benevolent thoughts moving through our mind throughout our day, we create a reality of benevolence, of goodness. But the mind has to be trained sometimes. And these are practices that have to be strengthened within you. For many of us, it doesn't just happen automatically. Our brains are wired towards that negativity bias because that's back in the day what allowed us to survive, to search out for the negative in our environments. So we have to overcome that ancient part of our brain and activate that neo brain. Little by little, day by day, practice by practice, like the truck driver in Oklahoma, just being dedicated, always showing up no matter what. Good, that's it for that one. Go ahead and ease your way all the way up. Lean into that left hip. Swing your right leg all the way forward to the front as you're ready. Bring your left foot high up to your inner right leg, right thigh. And then on the inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. And then on the exhale, just hinge all the way over, down, down, down to your own degree. Remembering wherever you are is perfect. Good. Slowly ease your way all the way back up. Bring your left knee up to face the sky. Bend the left foot back by the outer left hip as you're ready. Half hero pose. This is the one where you can always place a prop underneath your right hip here if you want. Stay up, spine tall, or you can lean back onto your hands. Your forearms are all the way back onto a bolster. There's a Zen proverb that says, only when you can be soft and pliable can you be hard and strong. In other words, the yin strengthens the yang, and the yang strengthens the yin. Whole teaching is that we need both. We need balance. We need wholeness. And when we find wholeness, we no longer need anything outside of us. So in this practice, working on strengthening that yin energy, stillness, softness, slowness, serenity, pliability. Last few breaths there. Good. That's all she wrote for that one. Slowly ease your way all the way back up. From here, lean into the right hip. Extend the left leg straight out in front of you. Let the blood rush down to that left knee. And then we'll place the right foot as you're ready on top of your left knee, and then bend your left foot to come underneath your right knee, right thigh, fire log pose on the other side. Option if you want to just bring the right shin in front of the left shin for easy cross leg seated position. And then when you're ready, just beginning to fold out. Few minutes there, fire log pose now on the other side. Let go, let be, let go, let be. Good, nice and easily. Go ahead and come all the way back up, easing your way out of the fire log pose. And from here, you're going to straighten the legs out in front of you and just flow the feet, the legs side to side. Little shimmy and shake. And then we'll come down onto our backs now. So release down onto your back. Hug your right knee in. Extend your left leg forward. Spread the right arm out to the right. And then you could take the right knee and twist it all the way over to the left to a reclining twist. Option if you want, cat pulling its tail to reach the right hand down, grab the left foot. As you roll the right shoulder blade down towards the ground, be here for a couple minutes. If you're in cat pulling its tail, go ahead and extend that left leg back out towards straight. Bring the right knee all the way back up to neutral. And then bend both knees back into your belly. Switch sides, right leg forward along the mat. Left arm spreads out to the left like a wing. Take the left knee all the way over to the right, twisting it out on the other side. Option on this side to bend the right foot in, to reach down with the left hand, grab the right foot. Imagining that your left shoulder blade is like a paperweight drawing down towards the ground, stretching your back, left chest, your inner left shoulder. And allowing your mind to find the freedom of spacious awareness. A mind that's no longer contracted, stressed, but a mind that is free. If you're grabbing your bottom right foot, release the right leg back out. Slowly bring the left knee all the way back up to neutral. From here, draw both knees into the belly. And then finally, on an inhale, curl the forehead up to the knees. Give everything one last big squeeze. And then exhale, Shavasana, or the corpse pose. If you have a bolster, you can slide that underneath your legs, your knees there. If you have something to cover the eyes with, a towel, piece of clothing, feel free. Take these last few minutes to come into our final resting position where you allow all the medicine that you created to have an opportunity to assimilate into you physically, mentally, emotionally, in soulfully. Last few minutes. Shavasana. Everybody from here, nice. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body, just being held by the ground. Feel that movement of life force, of breath coming in and out through the body in the most graceful of ways. Feel your mind, your heart, your body in a state of harmony, a state of yoga. Bring the legs together side by side. Reach the arms up over your head. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms inside out. Give your whole body a good stretch. And then bring the knees back into the belly, the torso. Roll over onto one side. Slowly press yourself all the way up to a last, final, comfortable cross leg seated position. Coming full circle. So hands into the lap, left hand on top of the right hand, thumbs connect. Sit up tall in that state of nobility. Slightly bow the forehead down in that state of humility. And then that attitude of gratitude, grateful for this practice of yin, slowing things down, bringing you back to all the things that are important and meaningful to you, like health and balance and wholeness. Keep the eyes closed, both hands, prayer position in front of your chest, your heart. Much health, much wealth, much love to you. Namaste. All right, everybody, thank you so, so much for joining me for this live yin yoga class. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop me a comment down below and let me know how your practice was. Also, if you're interested in that new online 200-hour teacher training that we just launched today, feel free to click on that link down below. The bulk of the training really emphasizes thematic power yoga and also vinyasa yoga, but we do cover some restorative and we do cover some yin yoga as well. There's some great yin yoga practices and lectures as well. So we do give you a taste of that. Again, that's available at Interdimension Academy. That's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Be well. Many blessings. Busted.